Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, The David Show. I'm your host, David, and my amazing guest, Lynn, is joining me today. Hi, Lynn. How's it going?
Hi, David. I'm doing great, thanks. Super excited to talk about something close to both of our hearts, learning English.
Absolutely. English can open so many doors, but let's face it, it's also a challenging language to learn. So, Lynn, when did you start learning English?
Oh, I started when I was about 7 years old. But back then, it was mostly about memorizing vocabulary and grammar rules. Honestly, it felt a bit boring.
I hear you. That's such a common experience. So, when did it start to feel more interesting for you?
It was during high school when I discovered podcasts and TV shows. I remember binge-watching Friends with subtitles. It was a game changer. How about you, David? What got you hooked on learning English?
For me, it was music. I grew up listening to bands like the Beatles and Coldplay. I wanted to understand the lyrics, so I started looking them up. It made learning fun because I was connecting with something I loved.
That's such a great approach. I think enjoying the process is key. What would you say is the hardest part of learning English for non-native speakers?
Definitely pronunciation. English is full of silent letters and odd combinations. Like, why is knife spelled with a K at the beginning?
Haha, I know, right? And don't get me started on idioms. Sometimes I'd hear phrases like raining cats and dogs and think, what on earth does that mean?
Oh, idioms are tricky but so fascinating. Once you get the hang of them, they make your English sound much more natural. Speaking of which, what's your favorite idiom?
I'd say a blessing in disguise. It reminds me that challenges can sometimes lead to good things. What about you?
Mine is, the ball is in your court. It's such a clear way to say, it's your decision now. Very practical.
Agreed. So, David, what advice would you give to our listeners who are struggling to learn English?
I'd say, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Learning is all about trial and error. Also, surround yourself with the language, whether it's podcasts, movies, or even speaking with friends.
That's great advice. I'd add that setting small, achievable goals is super helpful, like learning 5 new words a day or practicing pronunciation for 10 minutes.
Absolutely. And remember, everyone's journey is different. The key is to keep going.
Well said, David. I hope today's episode inspires our listeners to embrace learning English with curiosity and joy.
Me too, Lynn. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and share it with your friends. Until next time, keep learning and stay positive.
Bye for now.